So I wanted to make another video about the hardships of caregiving. I was thinking about how, when Hank got diagnosed with Lewy Body Dementia, and he's been sick now for 10 years, I began to think over time, I do almost everything. Now, when I talk about this, we've been married a little over 25 years, and Hank has always supported me and the kids. He's always been one, if he come in from work and there was house cleaning to do or dishes to wash or help with the baby, whatever, he did it. He was never arguing with you about it. He didn't call you names. He didn't say bad things to you, negative things, anything like that. Hank has always been a great person. Ever since he was young, he's been a great person. So now it's really hard when I'm used to those things to deal with somebody that's not that way any longer. So when it comes to caregiving, I drive. I do all the driving. He doesn't do any driving, hasn't driven now any for about 6 months. We could take him outside and maybe I could go somewhere and let him drive for a little bit, and that would be fine. But he doesn't drive. He doesn't go anywhere alone and drive like he used to. He can't run up to the store for me. None of that. So I do all the driving if it's me and him. If we go on a trip and go to Florida, we've got two daughters in Florida and we're fixing to drive down there, and it's a 16-hour trip to Fort Lauderdale. And so I'll do all the driving. We may stay all night, we may not, but I'm just saying that's the hardships of caregiving. The burden is on me to do it all, and I know there's no support. I know I can't be sick and can't drive and he'll take over. I'm not going to be sick and he's going to take over and go and cook me something to eat because he don't cook. He's not going to take over if I'm sick and go get me something to eat because he don't drive. He can't go get me something that I want. And I can tell he feels bad about that, and it hurts me too. But I'm glad that I can still be here for him. I want to be able to be healthy to be here for him. So I do all of that. I take care of him in every way that's possible, and that's hard as a caregiver. Let's see, I wrote out a few things. I have to not say things. That's one of the hard things for me, is not saying things, because I just like to talk about most things. So when I'm thinking about rolling an ideal around in my head about the trip and what I'm going to do and when we're going to leave, I no longer tell Hank when we're leaving for a trip. We did discuss it, and I told him that I would keep that to myself, the date that we are leaving, because I don't want him to be anxious and nervous or anything like that and have to feel a certain way because he knows, and oh my gosh, am I going to be ready, and when is it? And plus he's asking me, when are we leaving? Well, we're leaving in a month. Okay, when are we leaving? Well, we're leaving in a month. And well, what time? Are we flying or are we driving? So I realized for me and him both, it's best that he doesn't know. He no longer helps me pack any of our bags, get any of our bags ready for the trip, because I've decided to do all that also because it's less of a stressor between me and him, which to me really helps, and I enjoy that. When it comes to his medicine, I make sure that I get all of his medicine together and make sure it's prepared and he takes it. Hank doesn't take a lot of like medicines from the doctor. He has a patch that he wears. Rivastigmin patch is what he wears, and you put on one a day, so he wears that. And he has Namenda that he takes of the night, because in the beginning he was beginning to see like this black sheet flying around, and now he doesn't see those things. He doesn't hallucinate and have delusions and stuff since taking that. So it's a really, really great medicine. Also, I wanted to say, as a caregiver, it's really hard because he has started going to a place called Active Day 1 day a week. Now, I only take him and he only stays like 4.5 hours. He doesn't stay the whole time. And I hate to say it, but it's just like a daycare. And that's really hard too, because you're taking your adult husband, a grown man, and you're dropping at this place like a daycare, just like you would a child. And I do that because I want him to get used to that in case he has to be there. I think it's good for him to be with other people, and it's really good for me to be away from him also because I'm always there. And he relies upon that. And if something happens, I can't be there for some reason. I had talked about when we go to Florida, maybe him and my grandson could, at age 16, maybe they could just fly down because Hank don't like to ride, and they could fly down together and I would drive down because I've got two granddaughters I want to pick up on the way and spend some time with them. I don't get to see them very often. And he said, no, I don't want to fly without you. And I said, well, our grandson Colton, he'll take good care of you. He knows what he's doing. And he said, I don't want you to be that far away from me. And I realized then we probably need to be apart some. He knows I'm up the road. The daycare, the active day is only about 3 miles away. So I could go pick him up. I could do whatever. I make sure I take him. And I noticed he's kind of getting in the habit now of that. So every Tuesday at this moment, that's when he goes. We may switch it up to a different day. I don't know. But again, the hardships of caregiving for me is I'm losing a husband and I'm gaining a child. And that's not what you expect in life. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen to us. And I hear people say, well, why? Why me? And I always think, well, why not me? Because who am I not to have someone sick in my life? Who am I not to have a husband that needs help and I need to take care of? I'm no better than anybody else not to have somebody sick. And this is just who I am at this time and who Hank is at this time, and this is our life. And we're going to make it through the best we can. Let's see if there's anything else. The other thing that's really hard for me when it comes to caregiving is that I know that I upset him when I don't mean to, and then he goes behind my back and is talking to other people and he's angry and upset. I don't mind at all that he's behind my back talking to them. What bothers me the most is I know it hurts him and that he thinks that I am against him. He got a present for Christmas that was an expensive present, and I commented about it one day. It was a pair of pants, and I said, you're wearing them pants that cost whatever, and I was so excited for him because he wanted them so bad, and we got them for him. And he took it as that I didn't want him to have them, I didn't want him to wear them, I wanted the money back, and he was talking to my son about that, and I hated that because I don't want to hurt him ever. I don't want him to feel bad in any way about something. And he can't express to me because he doesn't know how to say, hey, that hurt my feelings. I thought you meant that you didn't want me to have these. And that's not what I meant. So we don't have that communication back and forth anymore. And I'm about, if you don't like something about me or something's bothering you about me, let's talk about it. Because how else can we work it out? I got to read your mind, and I'm unable to read his mind. So that's another hard part is you're losing a husband and you're gaining a child. And I'm already sitting here thinking, now he's probably going to watch this video, and how is he going to feel? How is Hank going to feel when he sees me and hears me say that? I don't know. But I feel like that you guys need to know these things. Because I don't want you to have to struggle the way I struggle. I just want you to know this is just part of it. And we can all be in the boat together. It's so much better being in a boat together. I never want to be in a boat alone. If I know other people's going through the same thing, it helps me to feel so much better. And I appreciate all your comments, anything you want to say. I love to hear it. People email me stories about how they're going through the same thing and they got diagnosed to the same, close to the same time that Hank did, and it just makes me feel so much better to know that I'm not the only one. And I know rationally that I'm not the only one, but to hear your stories just helps so much. And I'd be more than happy if you email me, if you comment, if you call me. I mean, I'm good with any of that. I'll be more than happy to talk to anybody on the phone. I mean, we can Zoom or FaceTime or whatever. I would love to talk to, but I love people. So anything you want to say is fine, and we can talk about anything. But if I can ever do anything to help you, I will be more than glad to. So it's good talking to you today, and maybe I'll get back to where I can put out more videos, and we'll get Hank back in the videos again, and we'll just see what happens. So thank you for listening. Bye.